Good evening. Let us start the class. Today, what we are going to discuss is price and output determination under perfect competition. This particular perfect competition, you can have a section A question and a section B question. If possible, sometime they may ask in the section C as one of the case study, how you determine that particular level of output. So when we want to know the price and output of a perfectly competitive market, first we should know the features of the perfect competition. Last class we have discussed that. For your sake, I will repeat again and then we'll go into the price and output determination. What are the features of perfect competition? There are 7 features. Number 1, about the buyers and sellers. What does it mean? In perfectly competitive market, there must be a large number of buyers and sellers. Then the second feature is we have to tell about the product. It's nothing but the products are homogeneous and uniform price. That is the second feature. Then the third one is free entry and exit of markets. That is free entry and exit of firms, not the market. Then the fourth feature is perfect mobility of factors. Then the fifth one is perfect knowledge about the market, both from buyer side and seller side. Then the sixth one is no transportation costs. And the last one is laissez-faire policy, that is non-intervention of government. So when a market is having these features, then it is said to be a perfectly competitive market. In this particular condition, how we find the price and output in that particular market? For that, we should know what is equilibrium prices. That equilibrium price, we should have two conditions. One is the marginal cost is equal to the marginal revenue, and marginal cost curve should intersect marginal revenue from below. So this, based on these two equilibrium condition only, we can find the equilibrium price and the respective output. So under this particular equilibrium level, first we divide the equilibrium price into two categories. One is short run equilibrium price and long run equilibrium price. In a short run, we have to study about what is the demand curve and the supply curve. Intersection of these two, that particular point is called equilibrium. That equilibrium level only we have find the price in the vertical axis and output in the horizontal axis. So under the short run, the quantity of demand and the quantity of supply will decide the equilibrium price. As we know, based on the law of demand, the demand curve slopes downwards from left to right. But supply curve, the supply curve slope upwards from left to right. So demand is having an inverse relation with the price. Supply is having a direct relation with the price. So based on these two curves, where it is intersecting, that is called equilibrium. You can see the diagram. In the first diagram, we are having the demand curve. We are measuring the demand in the horizontal axis and the price in the vertical axis. The demand curve slopes downwards from left to right. Keeping all the factors of production are constant. Only the price and demand is there. Likewise, in figure B, you can see the supply curve slope upwards. Here also it is a short run. All the factors are constant. Only the supply and price will be measured. So drawing these two curves in a third figure, the point E is called equilibrium, where the supply intersect demand. At that level only price will be fixed. Above that particular point, there will be an excess supply. Below that point, there will be an excess demand. That particular level is called equilibrium price in the vertical axis. Respectively, that horizontal axis has the equilibrium output. In this short run, this is a way to calculate the equilibrium price and output. But in contrary, for a long run, it is not possible to draw the demand curve and the supply curve. So we have to go for the marginal approach. That marginal approach having two conditions. I already told you there are two equilibrium conditions. One is called there must be the marginal revenue must be equal to the marginal cost. That marginal cost curve should intersect the marginal revenue from below. If these two conditions are there, then we can easily identify the equilibrium condition. Now, coming to the actual part of the discussion, price and output determination. I already told you the second feature is there is a price uniformity. Homogeneous product, identical product. It is equal in the shape, size, quantity, or quality. All these things are identical. So, under perfect competitive firm, based on the profit position only, we can identify the price and the output. There are 4 profit positions. Already in the last class, we have studied this because we discussed the shutdown point position. When revenue is more than the cost, that is the average revenue is greater than the average cost, is abnormal profit. When average cost is less than average revenue, it is minimum loss. When these two are equal, AR equal to AC, then it is a normal position. The unique feature of perfect competitor is shutdown point. That is, when average variable cost itself is greater than the average revenue, then he should shut down the business. He will get out from the market. That point is called shutdown point, and that area is shutdown area. So here there are 5 different curves we are using. The first 4 are for the all profit position. For shutdown, we are adding one more curve called AVC. What are the curve? From average function side, average revenue and average cost. In marginal side, marginal revenue and marginal cost. Apart from these 4, AVC is measured for knowing the shutdown point. So what are the curves we are using? Average revenue and marginal revenue for revenue side. Average cost and marginal cost for cost side. Apart from that, average variable cost. Now, let us move to the actual part of the thing. That is, please see the figure. Here, there are 4 different figures are there. Because of price is having the uniformity, equal price. The average revenue is equal to the average cost, sorry, marginal cost. So, AR equal to MR. Because there is a price uniformity, that particular curve is parallel to the output axis. So in all 4 figures, just draw one parallel line, AR equal to MR. At that level only, you have to measure, that is P, that is price. Then one more curve called MC curve. That MC curve is upward sloping curve. That particular curve also is equal in all 4 profit position. Then which decides the profit position? The average cost is deciding the profit position. In figure A, it is an abnormal profit position. Why? Because the average cost is lying below the average revenue. So AR is greater than AC, and MC intersect at that point. You just take that particular point, and based on that, you just draw one line. That shaded area is abnormal profit position. Then coming to the second one, when AC is more, that is the average cost is lying above. Hey, somebody is playing. Who is that? In the second figure, the average cost is above the average revenue. Therefore, the cost is more, revenue is less, so it is minimum loss. When the average cost is having a tangency with the average revenue, at that particular point, MC equal to MR equal to AC equal to AR. So in that point only, we are having a normal profit. In case not only the average cost is more, but also the average variable cost is more than the average revenue, that particular point we used to call it that shutdown point, and that area is called shutdown area. In figure A, the average cost is lying below the average revenue, abnormal profit. In figure B, the average cost is above the average revenue, it is minimum loss. In figure C, the average cost is having a tangency with the average revenue, AR equal to AC, then it is normal profit. Not only the average cost, but also the average variable cost is more than the average revenue, it is shutdown point. So how we have to conclude? In that particular short run, when we have a marginal approach, these are the profit position. Suppose instead of short run, when there is a long run, then all the firm will have a normal profit only. The third figure will be drawn again. Here, instead of saying AC, we have to say long run average cost. I think already we studied about this particular thing. Cost to output relationship. That LAC is nothing but that particular LAC. So average revenue equal to marginal revenue, at that level price is fixed. Here the long run MC curve intersect that particular point where the LAC have the tangency with the average revenue. At that point, LMC equal to LAC equal to AR equal to MR. At that level only price will be determined. That particular level is the output level. Keep it in mind. In case of imperfect competition only, we should know about what is the cost of production, what is the type of product, whether all these things. In perfect competition, we should only explain the price and output determination based on the profit position only. Why? Because the prices are uniform and anybody can enter the market and get out from the market, and there is a perfect knowledge about the market both from seller side and the buyer side, and perfect mobility of factors. Because of these conditions, it is not possible to identify or determine the price and output separately. Only the profit position we can say. Based on the profit position only, the price range will be differing and the output level will be differing. In order to conclude that that particular question, have a in concluding para, just write all these 5 positions and remember one thing: all the perfectly competitive firms are called price takers. Suppose if they ask explain price and output determination of price takers, if they say it's nothing but perfect competitive, you have to say only the 4th profit position. For your sake, I will repeat again. When average revenue more than average cost, abnormal profit. Average revenue equal to average cost, normal profit. When revenue is less, cost is more, minimum loss. Not only less cost, but also even the variable cost is more than the average revenue, then it is we have to shut down the business. So the first 4 is for the short run price output determination. When it is coming to long run, all 4 curves are meaning one particular point, that LAC equal to long run marginal cost, where AR and MR are equal to the price. That particular portion, all the firm earns only a normal profit in the long run. So with this, I am completing the class. We will meet again after 15 minutes. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Definitely this question will be there in your question paper, because either they may ask in what are the features of perfect competitive firm, or explain price and output determination. So first you should write what a definition you should write, and then list out the feature, and then there are 2 method of explaining. One is short run and the long run, and you should tell about the demand curve and the supply curve, and at that point excess supply and excess demand you have to say. After that only you should tell about the profit position. There are 4 profit position in a short run: abnormal profit, normal profit, minimum loss, shutdown point. In a long run, all the firm earns the normal profit only. We will meet again by 7:50. Okay. So not 7:50, 7 o'clock. Any doubt, you can ask me now.